And the Russian Federation has demonstrated for the second time in a row that it is ready to resolve the conflict in Ukraine to achieve peace, although it was Kiev that broke off the talks in Istanbul in 2022. Through the intervention of the then British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, Russia has always expressed its readiness to resume them.
Finally, after 3 years, the first attempt at dialogue to seek a diplomatic solution to the conflict in Ukraine was held in Istanbul. A small step towards peace with positive results, as a large exchange of prisoners of war was agreed upon 1,000 on each side, and the way was left open for further meetings. Our delegation's behavior from the beginning demonstrated great self-confidence. They were calm, without nervousness, but completely following a clear protocol, precisely aware of their limits of what they would be talking about. It created a very good impression in the context of the Ukrainian side, which was trembling with fear. Because sometimes Zelensky comes there, sometimes he waits for Trump, sometimes he says he will meet with Putin, and sometimes he says he will not meet with Putin. Kiev has continually refused to engage in dialogue with Russia, first with a law prohibiting it, then with ultimatum responses to every Russian proposal. Zelensky and his European tutors this time also tried to sabotage the start of a possible peace process. But Trump forced the Ukrainian leadership to travel to Istanbul and, after Monday's telephone conversation with Putin, openly confronted the European elites who oppose him, declaring that it is time for negotiations with Russia to begin. These dialogues are not about reaching an agreement, but about setting a directional vector for the future. The Trump administration has realized that trying to interact with the current Ukrainian leadership is counterproductive and strategically dangerous for them, that the British can betray them at any moment, and that on Ukraine. The first thing to negotiate is with Russia, and second, without the current frantic Ukrainian leadership. Both the White House and the Kremlin have expressed the need to find a way to end the conflict. Washington wants to minimize its involvement in it. It is not profitable for it. For Moscow, this is a situation that must be resolved beyond the Ukrainian case, and establishing a cease-fire in tactical military terms is not as important as a strategic dialogue to achieve a definitive peace. We have agreed with the President of the United States that Russia will propose and is ready to work with the Ukrainian side on a memorandum concerning a possible future peace treaty defining a number of positions.
Возможного будущего мирного договора с определением ряда позиций, таких как, например, принципы урегулирования.
Such as, for example, the principles of the settlement, the timetable of a possible peace agreement, and so on, including a possible ceasefire for a certain period if appropriate agreements are reached.
Прекращение огня на определенное время в случае достижения соответствующих.
So far, none of the international organizations has been able to offer real solutions. That is why the talks between Trump and Putin are so important to determine new agreements to achieve a global de-escalation in the midst of a conflict that today pushes humanity towards its self-destruction.
TeleSUR, Moscú.